My question from a couple of weeks ago about 301ing domain A to domain B when both domains are in the same niche plus location. I've seen Matt Diggity recommend doing a 301 to the money site specifically to a merger page that announces that domain B has been acquired by domain A, plus doing a press release off the acquisition. I'm curious on this approach. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's great. That's a great strategy. I mean, you certainly can. I mean, like I said, it depends on what specifically I'm trying. Your desired. What are you trying to do with the 301 redirect? If it's purely an SEO play to boost your existing site that you're going to be 301ing it to or redirecting it to, then sure, you can do that. And that's a great strategy, what he's talking about there, because that's another excuse to also publish a press release, etc. So yeah, that's great. What I've said many times about, again, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish, but so I don't know. I don't have full context, but I prefer if I'm going to find a domain that was in the same industry and the same location, especially, I'm going to probably want to build that site out and have another asset ranking. Do you understand? Why not take up 2 spots on page 1 instead of pushing 1 spot up higher by doing a 301 redirect and your target gaining, boosting, or you receive the benefit from 301 and the other one, but now you've still only got 1 listing, 1 result in the search results. Does that make sense? So hopefully that's clear. I mean, again, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. I don't have full context. So if you want to 301 it because of the SEO benefit, yeah, do it. Is this approach that Matt Diggity mentioned? What are my thoughts on that? I think that's a great approach. It's just a different way of doing it, but it does offer some. I like that he's redirecting instead of to like the main money site, it's to a new page. And then you would have an internal link on the new page to whatever the main page that you were ultimately trying to push. That's what I would do, because I like that strategy better. If I don't like to do straight up 301 redirects to my money site. I've talked about that for years. I just don't like to do it. You can do them. It's okay to do them, but I don't like to do it because too many 301, in my opinion, 301 redirects raises a red flag. So I would prefer, if I was going to do a 301 redirect, I like Matt Diggity's recommendation here, because now you're publishing a new page on the site that you're being transparent about the redirect on, if that makes sense. So it's not a red flag issue because you're being fully transparent about what you're doing. And then on that acquisition page, you would have an internal link pointing to the page that you were actually trying to boost with the 301 redirect anyway. So it's like a 1-2 step approach, like a 2-step approach instead of a 1-step approach, if that makes sense. And it gives you an opportunity to run a press release, and it's another page on the site that you can use to acquire links, etc. So there's a number of benefits to doing it that way. So if I was going to do a 301 redirect direct to the money site, I like that strategy better than just a straight up 301 redirect. But as I mentioned a moment ago, why not just go ahead and build out that other site and rank it? And now you've got 2 assets on page 1, and you could still use domain A, which is the redirect domain, to still build links to domain B, right? Your target URL. You can still do that from a built and indexed and ranked site, if that makes sense. So look, I look at it this way. If you can find domains that are clean and that are relevant, they can become another asset that can be used not only for lead generation or taking up space in the SERPs, but also for link building. When you do a 301 redirect only, you're literally you can only use it for one thing, and that is for a redirect, which is like link building, but only for one link, right? So building the asset out gives you a lot of additional options. Hopefully that's clear.